We are live. A little late, but hey, it was worth the wait because we have Anthony Johnson, our friend, our sponsor of our Black Hat party, and just a good all around guy. Hi, Anthony.
Hi, how are you doing? I'm super pumped to chat, and I'm sorry I'm late.
No, don't apologize. Like again, it's like a treat. If you didn't show up, I would have been sad, and if you did show up, like now everything's amazing.
Love it, love it. I am super pumped about Black Hat this year. It's absolutely gonna be great.
Okay, tell us.
So
Oh,
so this year, if you look at like RSA
hmm
this past year or this year, RSA felt bigger, like more active, more alive than like almost like pre-COVID, like right?
yeah. Yeah, we have some of the stats from the RSA conference, and it looks like they grew by several thousand people, including full pass attendees, which are people who buy the full pass and come for specifically the security sessions, not
Cool.
just growing the expo hall. Although the expo
Yeah.
hall also grew. So, what are your predictions for Black Hat this year, Anthony? Are you expecting it to get bigger, to get
I am.
smaller,
I think it's
bigger? Yeah.
I think it's gonna be bigger. I think we're gonna see different people there. A lot of security leaders that I normally go are like, I'm sending so and so, or yes, I'm gonna be there, but I'm only gonna be there for this time period. But like the general consensus is, I think it's gonna be bigger. I do think it's gonna be, which RSA is trying to lock down. What happened to RSA? There's like RSA 1 and RSA 2, which is all the
Oh crap.
hotel stuff, right?
Yeah.
Um, and I think we're going to see Black Hat 1, and we'll see a lot more stuff on Black Hat 2, which is the suites and all this other stuff. But they just do it outside of Mandalay, so Black Hat can't really like control the whole strip. So,
Yeah, I mean they have some of the hotels on lock, right? They obviously have Mandalay. So if
yep.
you're not a sponsor, you cannot get a space in Mandalay, which is a bummer, for entities such as us who tried. So people are putting parties, events outside of Mandalay and making that Black Hat too. Any scoop on some of the most interesting parties that you're seeing out there?
Well, I'm super pumped about the Cybersecurity Marketing Society party. I think
Yeah.
that's going to be the bee's knees, which is just a great. It's like the RSA, and I have to compare it to the RSA one because it was such a great experience for marketing people to just connect and talk, and like it was a comfortable thing. You know what I mean? Like it
Mhm.
felt like a bunch of friends hanging out, sharing best practices and sharing a drink as they prepared for the week ahead.
Mhm.
um, and I think that the Black Hat one is going to be the same, right?
Yeah.
I think you're going to have a lot of that experience, a lot of those bonds. I don't actually know how you're going to handle the capacity for next year, as it continues to grow every year for RSA and Black Hat. So good luck.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. It's a good problem to have. I don't know. Maybe we'll have a party every night. No, I'm just kidding.
It
That's
is.
that's overwhelming. A lot of
Yeah,
folks out there are doing that, and it's like, nope, I never want to do that.
yeah, it definitely would be. But so like we're excited about the pool party that we are sponsoring that
Ooh,
evening as well.
cool.
So that's going to be on the what is it, the 6th. So I think that's running from 6 to 9. So I think you and I are both going to be bouncing, wrapping up the cybersecurity marketing study one, jumping over there. We'll have hundreds and hundreds of CISOs there. Um, there's tons of stuff. Like I don't know if the VCs are able to do the same like gravitas stuff they did at RSA. If they'll have the
Hmm.
same thing this year for Black Hat, um, but we'll see. It's going to be awesome though.
We'll definitely see. So for those of you listening, the parties that Anthony is mentioning is of course the cybersecurity marketing. I know this. I know my own company, the Cybersecurity Marketing Society's Party for Marketers, which will
Yep,
be at the Venetian on Tuesday the 5th. Oh
6.
no, Tuesday the 6th. Thank you. Wow. See, I'm messing up all sorts of places. I don't know the name of this organization.
the
I don't know
time,
what
the
it
day,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, so Tuesday the 6th at the Venetian at Prohibition 1923. And it will be from 4:30 to 7, which is the perfect time for anyone to be done with their booth or need to take a break from their booth, come on over to our party, graciously sponsored by Delvris. You know it's going to be good. Where we're going to have drinks, we're going to have tacos, we're going to have the best people available. We're going to, of course, have awesome swag because we always have awesome swag. I can't wait for you guys to see it. And, just hang out. You don't have to stay the whole time, but stop on by. And then we timed this party specifically 4:30 to 7 to allow people to be done with setting up their booths or at least take a break, or people can leave at 7 and go to another party or
Yep.
to a dinner. So it's that perfect happy hour time slot for marketers to come on by.
Yeah, I think it's and just the sense of community. Listen, this is a crazy, crazy time period in the cybersecurity world, right? Like, for companies, and so like Black Hat is just a great opportunity to connect, to network, to catch up, right? Build new relationships. So definitely encourage folks to be there. And across the board, right? It is wild when you kind of see just how much time and energy these marketing and sales team members have to spend during the day, and
Mhm.
then they have to go out at night to do the customer dances and all that stuff.
Dances. I like that. Swing dances.
It's pretty wild, right? So I think this Tuesday is going to be the good prep for everybody. Are you anticipating any like weirdness or like surprises? Like there's always seems to be a big surprise. Like last, or RSA, you saw, I won't say the vendor, they had a totally wrapped Cybertruck, driving around. Like, what do you think do you think people are going to be, or is it a one-upmanship now of like brand awareness stuff, or?
Yeah, so I think everyone knows that one. I think that I'm pretty sure you're referring to Dope Security,
Yeah,
right? We had Kunal on our podcast actually somewhat recently, and they might have an appearance at Cyber Marketing Con also. Just hint,
cool.
hint. Um, so there's always a one-upmanship, I think, in from a marketing perspective. Maybe not a one-upmanship, right? I mean, wrapping a Cybertruck and driving around San Francisco is going to get you a lot of eyeballs. It's going to get people who want to drive a Cybertruck or be inside a Cybertruck in your Cybertruck, right? So
Yeah.
it's an offering that people like want to take. And so it's both a brand awareness and maybe potentially a lead generation / relationship building exercise. Um, and that said, there's always a bit of that like unique novelty factor in a lot of what people are planning for Black Hat. Of course, there's the standard parties, right? There are big parties by like GuidePoint and SimSpace, right? And all these other companies, and people are pooling their funds by co-sponsoring big parties. You get a lot of people that come. Oh my gosh, we have like, I don't know who's the music headliner this year, Anthony.
For this one, I'm not sure, but for last year we had Morgan Page.
Exactly. So there's like big draws, there's Dead Mouse, there's people who bring
Yep.
large music acts so that they can make a humongous crowd, right? But then there's the flip approach, which is like we can't afford a booth, or we can, but we don't want to do a big party, or we do, but we want to do something that is different and boutique.
Yep.
And I think that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, there'll be a lot. There'll be a lot of those. Those are always really, really cool to see. Definitely. I mean, and there are key bars. To if this is your first time at Black Hat, right? Like Cosmo Chandelier Bar is a great spot. You'll see a bunch of people hanging, milling about. Of course, you can. People will hang by Mandalay, but as it kind of progresses, people try to like go further down the strip to kind of get away a little bit.
Right.
Not that
Mandalay Bay, it's like where people go when they go to Vegas. Like, yeah, when they go to Black Hat, it's all the way at the end of the strip. It's like
it is.
way out there.
It is, right. And so like the further away, you see less and less folks there. But so just I would definitely tell people, look at the hotel bars. You're definitely going to see some familiar faces, make some new friends in the industry. But overall, I'm just pumped about this.
That's so exciting. I'm so excited. I can't wait to head out there. I'm not looking forward to the weather, but you know what? We're going to be inside. Everything's going to be fine. We're also co-producing another event. We are co-producing that big SimSpace multi-vendor beach party. So we are
Yep.
co-producing the Security Creators Meetup. We did it
Cool.
last year at RSA at the Tonga Room with TechStrong.
Very
And we're
cool.
doing it again at the Bay Beach Club. And I'll
Yep.
make sure to put, we're going to be posting what the Cybersecurity Marketing Society is doing on a blog post this week.
Yeah,
So,
that's awesome. Yeah, we're sponsoring that one as well. And so we actually I just made a link out for people if you're interested in attending, DM me and we can get you VIP access in there. So
ooh, very exciting. Very, very
yeah.
exciting. What else, Anthony? What else is on your docket for Black Hat?
Um, it literally is. Well, there's a group of security leaders who I won't call them out by name, but
Ah,
every Thursday they go and take a boat on a yacht at the lake there, a big boat party. And so I'm trying to convince them not to do their boat party so they can like hang out. That's kind of one of my goals. But like it's funny to see how these little pockets are spun off. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And so it's actually pulling together. So we've literally got stuff every single night. And but we will be around the vendor, the business hall. Um,
Mhm.
to your point about the guerrilla marketing stuff, when folks see Delve Risk, like they will spot us. We are not. You cannot miss us. Uh,
Okay. That's very mysterious.
it's going to be awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll wait to say what we're actually doing, but it's going to be people will talk about us whether they laugh at us or not. They were going to be talking about us.
Okay. All right. So something funny is on its way
It
through the
is.
business hall potentially. I will also be at the business hall, walking around, saying hi to folks, saying hi to our members, of which there are many, many, many attending Black Hat. Potentially stopping by a few parties, and of course, our parties, the
Yep,
Party for Marketers and Security Creators Meetup with TechStrong Group.
that's
Um,
cool.
Anthony, any other tips you have for folks? Since you were a CISO, right? So actually, when you were a CISO, did you go to Black Hat? Did you go to
Every
these
year.
big events? Okay.
Yeah, every year. What is it? It's the 3-2-1 rule at Black Hat. Um, get 3 hours of sleep, eat 2 meals, take one shower.
Oh my
So
gosh.
like 3-2-1. That's how you survive Black Hat. But in seriousness, right? Like drink a lot of water, pace yourself, especially for people who haven't been there a lot. I'm actually surprised the number of people, even in the vendor side, who are saying, oh, "I'm going. This is my first time ever going to Black Hat, or my first time in Vegas," and I'm like, okay, have a buddy system, make sure
Yeah.
you're good on that. But just kind of take it all in. I think it's that would be the advice. Take it all in, learn a lot, talk to everybody, and it'll be great.
Yeah. Don't try to walk too far distances.
Oh no,
The heat
Uber
is
everywhere.
yeah, just Uber. Just get in there and pay and just get from there to there. Maybe across the street is like okay, but like I
Yeah,
don't know. I'm like a get picked up and then drop off right at front door person at
yep.
Black Hat.
That's
I
exactly
tried to walk from my hotel to Black Hat last year because I was like, I'm gonna walk, and it took an hour, and I was just like drenched. Like
Yep.
when I got there, and I was like, oh no, this is
Yeah,
not good.
it gets to be brutal. So no, I'm excited. This will be great. Yeah, it's just one of those things you just kind of have to experience. And because Black Hat goes into DEF CON.
Mhm.
Um, so that's if people are sticking through DEF CON, just know that it is a different crowd with DEF CON.
Oh, I have another question for you, Anthony. Are
Yeah.
you before we start chatting about DEF CON actually, because you keep opening the box. I'm like, oh wait, Anthony, he'll know. Are you a connect to the Wi-Fi at Black Hat person or a not connect to the Wi-Fi at Black Hat person?
Oh no, that's crazy.
Which
Um,
way?
no, I would not connect to the Wi-Fi. I don't connect to the Wi-Fi. It's really associated with the DEF CON people.
Mhm.
So I just wouldn't do that. Yeah, I don't want to end up on the wall of sheep. Um, I actually tell people, and even when I meet just normies there, and I'm like, hey, this is a bad week for you to be here, bud. Right? Like,
Oh, just like people who aren't even at the conference because I was gonna say I'm a normie, so like
yeah, but if they don't know it's a cybersecurity thing, like I said, again, Black Hat is generally fine, but once you start getting the DEF CON folks in, you'll see people with Nintendo guns literally trying to Wi-Fi jack or Bluetooth jack somebody, and it gets to be pretty wonky. So
For the first time marketer who's attending their first time DEF CON, what are your recommendations?
Turn off Bluetooth. Keep your phone in airplane mode as much as possible. That would be one thing. I wouldn't use any ATMs. Make sure you bring your cash. Make sure you use a credit card. Don't use your debit card anywhere. That way, if something happens, you get compromised. I mean, there's enough stories of where people, literally get arrested at DEF CON. I think it was like a number of years ago. A bunch of people literally installed a fake ATM at one of the hotels and just took everyone for their money. Like when they were trying to get
Whoa.
cash out, like it was just there's just some stuff right now. DEF CON's not allowed. They're not going to be at Bally's and Caesars this year. So, but I just think just being overly cautious. They're good people. Like I think the people at DEF CON are good people. I used to go all the time. I still go, but
Yeah,
just be careful.
just be careful. Wise words of advice from Anthony. So for those who do need internet, like how do they get it, Anthony? You recommend just through cell
Yeah.
service? Yeah, just direct. Okay.
Yep.
No
Yeah.
Wi-Fi, no free Wi-Fi, just rack up your data. It's fine. Like
Yeah.
if you must.
That's exactly it. I wouldn't hop on the Wi-Fi there this week for that one.
Well, thank you, Anthony, for jumping on this kind of impromptu chat.
Yeah,
I mean, we
thanks.
always love to
Great.
chat with you. You have a great insight, and you know where CISOs are going to be at Black Hat because you know where CISOs are in general. Tell us a little bit about DelveRisk.
Yeah, so we are a market research firm. I've actually figured out what we actually do.
Oh, cool! This is your pitch.
Yeah, so
Is this like the first time?
no, I've been
No.
trying to like noodle on it, because
Okay.
we do all this open source research, and for years I'm like, we provide context and insight, but it's not just that. What we actually do is like we sell time. I think
Mm.
the way to explain it, like we sell time to sales and marketing teams, so that instead of them going out and building spreadsheets and collecting data and doing research, by being a customer, they're actually buying their time back. And so they can, have more meaningful conversations. They can know what conferences to be at, who's attending what or speaking where. And it's just a tremendous focus that we have only on cyber, only on the largest enterprises, and sales and marketing teams get a tremendous uplift from it.
I love it. I mean, that was one of the when we first started talking, that was one of the things that really interested me about DelveRisk was the fact that you said like, yeah, you can email us and then we would just like export this thing and give it to you with your
Yeah,
request because there's so much clicking involved in getting your own data out
yep.
of your system. It's inaccurate. You have to match it. You have to run it through
And
a
we
third
just do
party
all
provider. Like that to me was like, wow, what a customer centric approach to this.
right.
Knowing that I spend as a marketer at a security company, like I spend a lot of my day in meetings and then doing work that I need to do. And then I need to make decisions faster. You're helping.
That's. I mean, we actually just added a thing now. We're in the process of adding it, where you can pick a city, and we'll tell you not only all the cyber executives who live there, but also restaurants that have private dining rooms with AV and cost and the cuisine. So literally,
Whoa.
just to save them time.
That's a really amazing.
Thanks. It's fun. I think it'll actually be live here in the next couple of weeks. So probably just right before Black Hat. So
Amazing. Awesome. Thank you so much, Anthony, for stopping on by.
thanks for
We can't
having
wait
me.
to see you in a few weeks.
Yeah, I'll see you soon.
All right. Bye.